Okay, hopefully this answers a lot of the questions in the chat about nodes and how to connect them and how to use workers to work them. See on the map here, I've got a bunch of nodes that are opened up and available to use. But we don't need to use all of them or connect all of them at once. So, the reason for this video, specifically, go to Hydel, go to my tool workshop, manage crafting, scroll down to the second down here, and we see that all these steel tools that have much better durability, I want to be able to use those. So, if we hold control down, we can actually scroll down and see what each crafting material takes. And we see that steel is heating melted iron shards and coal together. Well, I don't want to mine all that iron. I want to go out questing, fighting, whatever. So, I want workers to do it for me. So, we come down here to Glish, right below Hydel. And we need to click the little blue houses. We need to make sure that we purchase a house with lodging. That way you can hire one or more workers. So now that we have a lodging in the house, or in the city that we want to use, we need to find the work supervisor and talk to him.
We have a lot of
Contract
reliable
worker.
fellows here.
Yes, of course. It's going to give you a random guy. You can view another one if you would like. It's going to cost you more energy, but since he'll work, hire worker. There we go. Now that we have a worker to work the field or node, we need to find out where the node is that we want to use. Now, in order to find the node that you need, you simply click on them. I know that the iron ore that I need is right here. Iron ore. So, in order to get this node connected to Glish where my worker is, we travel to the node manager, which I've already done. Speak to him, click on node management. Now, in order to access this node, you need to put a point in. Contribution invest. Click that. It turns orange. That is now an active node. Now, we need iron ore, so we have to invest another one in the iron. And now is where we pick our worker. Glish, giant worker. We want him to do it as many times as he can. Pretty much every time you come to do something with your worker, you're going to change this to maximum. So we want him to get as much ore as he can. 25 times. Click OK. Start work. There we go. My worker is now traveling from Glish and working this iron node. The iron that he gets will be taken and put in your warehouse to the connected city. One of the problems that you're going to face very early that took me a very long time to learn was your workers will run out of energy. Now, in order to give them more energy, you need to feed them. The most cheapest and fastest thing to make is beer. So, in order to make beer and keep your workers energized, we come to Valia. This node right next to it, big node right here, we click on it, we see that there are potatoes. Potatoes are used in the formula to make beer. If you have a worker from Valia coming to this node to collect potatoes for you and putting them in your warehouse, you can then take the potatoes. You will need 5 potatoes, 6 water, 2 leavening agents, and 1 sugar. All of that. 5 potatoes, 6 mineral waters, 2 leavening agents, 1 sugar, and hit cook. And as soon as it gets in there, there we go. We have beer. Now, in order to use the beer, click our map, come down here to worker list. Here is our workers, and we see that he is completely drained. The little bar below there, below them. Hit recover, and it shows you the things that you were allowed to give them and what they, oh, there it is. Yeah, there's their bar for energy. Click on it and refill them. This one is completely empty, and we just right click Get him back up a little bit. Recover him using the rest of the beer, and that is how you recover the energy for your beer. Or for your workers, I'm sorry. Very easy to do with the node right by Valia that has potatoes. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention before I left Valia is that in order to make the beer, you will need a cooking utensil placed in a residency. And if we click on Valia, we can see that my residency is right there. Buy a cooking utensil from the cook in the city, place it in your residency, and that is where you will make your beer. Another good use of nodes early is if you want a raft or a ferry that can be made in Valia's boat shop or shipyard. You will need lots of ash timber right there. Ash timber. You're already going to have this node connected for your beer. Then you can use it to connect to Belenio's forest, which has ash timber. Put a point in there, use that node manager, put a point there, and it will connect. You can then send a worker from Valia to this node to get ash timber for you, and you will need a lot to make a boat. So that will help you. Now, coming over here, one of the most efficient ways that I have found to make money early in the game is by fishing. And the best way to make a lot of money is to make sure that where you catch your fish is connected by nodes. I use Olivia Coast right in here where my ship is parked. In order to get the most out of my fish, I need to have this area connected to the city that I'm going to sell it in. So I have gone to Olivia Coast, connected that node, gone to Costa Farms, connected that node. Those two connect to Olivia, where I can then go to a trade manager.
Hello, I'm Lottie.
And you get 105% for your selling your fish here with those nodes connected. And that is how to use nodes and how to use workers to collect resources for you. Something that I forgot to mention while I was doing the cooking portion of this is if you put, say, 7 potatoes in there and you hit cook, you will only, although it only takes 5, it will use all 7 of those. If you want to make more than one beer at a time, put in 5, 6, 2, and 1 in any order that you want, and the rest of the resources keep over here in your inventory. It's very important so you don't lose or use more than what you're supposed to. Once you have 5, 6, 2, and 1, you can hit continuous production. That's going to give you an option to hit maximum amount. Hit the maximum amount, it will use this formula and make as many as it can out of your inventory. So be careful when you're making your beer that you're not overusing resources. I also forgot to mention that some nodes need to be connected before other nodes can be connected. I forgot to mention it at this point in the fishing part. You cannot connect Olivia Coast to Costa Farm without connecting Costa Farm first. So you will need to go here, talk to this node manager, activate that one, then go to Olivia Coast and activate that one. There are a lot of nodes in the world that are like that. Specifically, these ones out on these islands. You have to connect these islands in order. You can't just connect them as will. You'll see the lines that connect. That will help you know where you need to go to get it where you need it.